tuning in to another edition of Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Tim Hanna. We've got a great show planned for you this evening, but first we're going to kick it off with Maryville boys basketball and the postseason run that came to an end this past Saturday. Against Hogan Prep Academy Charter, they would defeat the Spoofhounds 69-61 in the quarterfinal of the Missouri State Class 3 High School Boys Basketball Tournament in Lee Summit, Missouri. Eli Dowis and Jacob Zimmerman would lead the way for the Hounds with 24 and 23 points apiece, as the Hounds would storm back in the fourth to cut a 13-point deficit down to just one late in the game. Ultimately, though, the play of Damian Daniels and his 31 points would be too much, and the Hounds would fall, ending their season 24-5. Hogan Prep moves to 23-7 and will travel to Columbia to face Whitfield in the state semifinal. Turning now to more postseason basketball, the Northwest men's team was in action down in Kansas City for the MIAA tournament last week. Coming off a first-round bye, the Cats would defeat Lincoln University Tigers on Thursday and then move for a rematch with the Missouri Southern Lions Saturday, the sole team to defeat the Cats this season. Devontae Mosby and Zach Schneider will be called into action for late-game heroics in the semifinal round. Trailing 63-62, Mosby would come up with two key offensive boards in the final 30 seconds. The Cats would finally get a chance to fall as Pitts would drive and kick to Schneider, who drained a three from the wing with a hand in his face to put the Cats up with 8 seconds left to play. That game would end final 67-63. Then on Sunday in the championship, Northwest would lead from start to finish over the Central Missouri Mules. Going into halftime, the Bearcats would hold a dominating 40-28 lead, which allowed them to slow the run of play in the second half. Pitts would finish with a game-high 26 points as he'd lead his team to a second straight MIAA tournament title. Northwest will now return back to Maryville to host a portion of the national tournament from home. Now let's take a quick break, but stay tuned. When we come back, I sit down with members of the Bearcat tennis team. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Tim Hanna. Now joining me, we've got two members of the tennis team. We've got Josef Altmann and Mauro Tete. Oh, man, I tried to practice that before the segment. Did not go as well as I thought. It's our special edition of Coach's Corner, bringing on two guys. Guys, this weekend, you were in Bolivar Friday, and then you were up in St. Louis, Illinois area on Saturday. It's first touch on Friday. You guys taking on Midwestern State, number 15 ranked team in the country. You guys sitting at number 12. Just both of you kind of tell me about how this weekend went. You guys won 6-3 on Friday. Kind of a hard-fought match against a really good Midwestern State team.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, we came out with a lot of energy in the doubles, and we took all 3 doubles. That was really unexpected because Midwestern is actually pretty good in doubles. But we came with a lot of energy, took all of 3 of them, and that helped us a lot for the singles.
How was your day Friday, Joseph?
Yeah, same as him. Like coach's speech before the match said, go get them into doubles because they're a strong team in doubles. So we went out there like lots of energy, won 3-0, and then like that just made the singles like fall into place.
And then so you had a really good day Friday, but then you had a long trip all the way. So you go all the way from here to Bolivar. What is that, like
4 hours?
4 hours, and then you're going to turn around and you drive to Belleville, Illinois to take on University of Indianapolis, and that's what, probably another 6-hour drive, maybe?
4 hours.
Another 4 hours, so 8 hours total. You had to be tired coming into this one against, I mean, sitting in those cramped vans are not comfortable. No, I know from track as well. So taking on the number 20 U Indy team in a kind of an upsetting day for you. What kind of went wrong, I guess, as you guys dropped all 5 singles matches?
I mean, nothing went wrong because we were expecting like a super tough match also. Mm-hmm. But I think that playing indoors, that didn't help us a lot since they are like they only have indoor facilities in their school, so they only practice in indoors. And in tennis, indoors to outdoors is really different sport.
Yeah, they have I think 4 Germans in the team. They all play flat, serve and volley, and like we knew they were an indoor team before going in, and we're not really used to it. So when we were starting the doubles, all of the doubles we started down by a break. And then when we got used to the courts and tried to come back, it was like, it was too late. And starting 3-0 down in the doubles, it's really hard to come back.
Now, is it what's the difference exactly for those who might not know at home? Surfaces indoor to outdoor. Is it like just quicker pace as the ball come off the court?
It's quicker, like the ball kind of like
slides
instead of bouncing.
Okay, so it's probably hard to read and something you're not used to. Okay. Well, this past weekend, obviously, you split two, so not a terrible weekend. You've got a long season ahead of you guys. Let's kind of talk about you two and what position you guys are singles-wise. And we talked a little before the show about what you guys doubles. Mauro, you first, you said you're number one doubles. And
number one doubles and 3 in singles.
Singles. And then for you, Joe?
4 singles and 3 doubles.
So how does that hierarchy work in this tennis team? Do you guys move around a lot, or does that get set in the beginning of the year?
I mean, that depends in coach, but pretty much in the half of the season we know like the lineup was gonna be like for the end of the season, so it might change a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, we play challenge matches and practice during the first couple of months, and he comes up with a lineup, and we try to keep it up. And if somebody's like playing better than somebody else, coach might move it. But by like the middle of the season, we already have like a lineup defined, and it won't move unless injuries or something special.
I got you. So you guys got MIAA play coming up Tuesday here at home. So that's gonna be. Is this your first home meet of the year against Washburn?
Second one.
Is this the second one? Talk to me a little bit about Washburn. What do you guys know about them? Are they a pretty talented team, or is this a team that you guys will handle?
They got tougher than last year. Last year we beat them. What was it?
7-2.
7-2. I mean, if you see the result, 7-2 looks pretty easy.
Yeah.
But it's hard. They're a good team, and this year we think it's gonna be tough too. Every match is gonna be tough. So.
Yeah, they're a really tough team, especially like the top 4 players. They're pretty good. They have good doubles too. Like their number 1 doubles team used to be 2 in the nation, so like they're pretty good. But I think we should handle it. We've beat them like the past 4 years, I think. But it's always tough, and it's supposed to be really windy. That always makes it harder.
It's always windy here in Maryville. Is that difficult when you guys play at home? And this is literally, you guys are like in a wind tunnel right there.
I think it's better for us.
It's an advantage. Like when UMKC came last week, it was windy, cold, but we were with a lot of energy and they hated it. And that came like as an advantage for us.
I guess you do get used to playing in the weather. Real quick, guys, talk to me about how you guys made your way here to the middle of the country. I know both of you not from the United States. If I'm not wrong, Argentina and Costa Rica, right? Talk to me first, Joe, about how you came here, how you found Northwest, and how it's been for you so far.
Well, my tennis coach from Costa Rica, he's Mexican, and he used to play for Northwest like 15 years ago. So he got in contact with the coach, and coach is always asking him if he has players that want to come to college. So that's how I knew about this place. And then like I looked at a couple other schools, but scholarship-wise and like for my major, this was like the best fit. And by the beginning, I was planning on staying here 2 years, then transferring, but I ended up like liking it. So it's really fun. We have a good team, so I decided to stay.
How about for you, Mauro?
I was about to like stop tennis and start studying in Argentina, but over there, I mean, I was gonna only study, and I see the opportunity to come into the States to like keep playing tennis and also getting a degree. And I went to the NCAA rankings, and I emailed every school there, like every coach, hi, Mauro, blah, blah, blah. And Coach Rossi replied to me. I looked the school online, I really like it, and I came here, and so far, it's been great.
You guys have both been here for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Have you guys, it does have a very good family atmosphere. Are you glad you chose Northwest?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's really good, I think.
You made a lot of good friends here. You got to meet me. Am I right? All right, guys, so as we said, coming up against Washburn, how far out are we from the MIAA tournament? You guys took home the title last year, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Are you looking to repeat this year? I mean, obviously you're looking to repeat, but it's going to be a tough MIAA competition. When is that tournament?
It's, I think it's the 23rd of April.
23rd?
Yeah, week before finals.
Okay, so it is coming up, and then back to nationals. And we can recap last season real quick right before we go to break. Last season, you guys in the national tournament, how did you guys end up doing again?
We made it to the Elite 8. We beat San Diego State in the first round. No, University of UC San Diego in the Sweet 16, and we lost to St. Leo in the Elite 8. They made it to the final.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we can see you guys back there again this year. We'll be sure to be following you guys here on Bearcat Update. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
For Josef and Mauro, I'm Tete. We're going to take a quick break, guys, but when we come back, we've got a lot more to talk about on Bearcat Update. Stay tuned. You're watching Bearcat Update here on KNWT 8. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. This past weekend, the Northwest baseball team would play at home for the first time all year in a 3-game stand against the Lindenwood Lions. Maria Babcock caught up with ace pitcher Anthony Canapeel about his season so far. Maria?
Northwest Missouri State Baseball is starting their season 8-5 with one of their senior leaders, Anthony Canapeel. Coach Lowe speaks about Canapeel and how he is helping the team.
Well, Anthony's really been one of our leaders on our pitching staff and on our team, and anytime Anthony takes the mound, we know we're going to be in a position to win at the end of the day. For 3 years now, he's been one of our top guys, and now he's a senior, and I think throwing the ball as well as I've seen him pitch. So, I think our guys feel that when Anthony's on the mound, as well as our other pitchers. But when he's out there and he has his good stuff, he's as good as anybody in this league. And always gives us an opportunity to win.
Canapeel transferred to Northwest as a sophomore, loving the team atmosphere. He has continued to greatly improve his career by playing here at Northwest.
We're just a big family, really. We spend so much time together in the fall, lifting, practicing every day, practice for 6 or 7 hours on weekends, scrimmaging. So, whenever you're around people that long, you just become really close.
On the mound, he's a very confident guy, and he threw well in his sophomore season, and he got better in his junior season. I think just the experience of going through this league and knowing the hitters that he has to face, and he's a couple years older, more mature, stronger, knows what it takes to be successful at this level, and he's really enjoying the work that he's put in over his career now in his senior season.
Canapeel was 3-0 for his first 3 starts this season. He took a loss on February 25th, however he pitched very well, retiring 19 consecutive hitters.
This past Saturday, I started second game of the series, and I had really good stuff for pretty much the whole game. I took a no-hitter into the 7th before I walked a guy and gave up my first hit, and then the only bad pitch really I made all day got hit out for a 3-run home run, and we ended up losing 3-2, but I threw really well. I had good stuff all day. My goal at the beginning of the season was to give our team a chance to win every time I pitched, and I've done that 4 times now.
This is Canapeel's last season. He will stay motivated as a team leader to offer the most opportunities of success he can for the team, especially for the month of March playing at Bearcat Field.
It is kind of bittersweet. All I've done since I was like 4 years old was play baseball, so it's kind of weird that it's winding down, but personally, I just try to enjoy every day. It's fun coming out to practice with your best friends, and it's fun getting on the bus and going 6 hours away to play baseball, and it's a lot of fun playing at home. So we're really excited to play in front of home fans. We've been gone for a month, and we had a month of practice before that, so no one here has seen us really. So we're pretty excited to play in front of our friends and family here.
Canapeel hopes to lead the team to the conference tournament, followed by a spot in the regional tournament at the end of the season. Reporting for Bearcat Update, I'm Maria Babcock.
Thanks, Maria. The Bearcats would take 2 of 3 games this weekend, capping it off with a dominating 10-0 performance on Sunday. The game would be called in the 7th inning due to the conference run rule following 5 runs in the final inning. The Cats now move to 10-6 on the season and 2-4 in conference, and they'll be back in action against Washburn at home on Friday, game time 2 p.m. Now, Max Moore had a special opportunity to catch up with the 20th head coach of the national champion Bearcat football team, Rich Wright. Max, take it away.
The Northwest Missouri State football team starts spring practice with a new face at the helm. Rich Wright assumed the head coaching role just hours after Northwest won its 6th national championship. Wright spent little time celebrating his new promotion and championship. He and his staff kept themselves busy getting his first official recruiting class ready.
We just kind of all had our head down working towards the national championship, and that happened on Saturday night. And kind of the announcement happened, and then on Monday, literally, we started recruiting, and we put our board together, and we went home 2 days for Christmas, and then we went right back out on the road on the 26th, and we really haven't stopped since. So it's been good, but it's just been busy.
Wright's job is no longer being in charge of just a portion of the team. He now acts as the proverbial CEO of Bearcat football. The new position brings on new responsibilities. Wright insists it won't affect the football side of his job.
I have a lot more things to do, media things, budget things. You know, there's a lot more demanding of my time. You know, the football aspect of it isn't going to change a whole lot because I'm going to remain the D-line coach and the defensive coordinator.
Uncertainty and unfamiliarity make new jobs that much more difficult. Luckily, Wright has some valuable assets. He attributes 2 familiar friends to being valuable resources in the transition.
Coach Churchman down the hall is a phenomenal resource. You know, I'm not here without him, and so he's been a good person to talk to. Another guy has been Coach Doral. He's down facing his own problems, you know, trying to get Abilene straightened out, but he's somebody that understands our program and understands some of the challenges that go on here. So he's been a good sounding board for me.
Wright's energy has been a staple for the Bearcat defense. Senior receiver Shane Williams noticed Wright's energy now spills over to the offensive side of the football.
Coach Wright brings a lot of energy. He always has, and so it's really fun to see him at the head coaching job. He gets to work with the offense and defense, and his energy it makes practice a lot of fun for us.
Leaders have the ability to take something already great and make it their own. Wright can now do that with the Northwest football team. He says his additions won't change what made Northwest so successful.
You can do things the same because it's not the same. You know what I mean? I'm a different person than Coach Doral was, and I just need to be me. And yet at the same time, I don't think that we need to change a lot of who we are. So all it's going to have is it's going to have my own personality in it, but it's not going to be, you know, our culture, you know, our process, the way we do things around here and who we are isn't going to change.
The next few weeks give Wright a chance to prepare his players for the spring game in April. There he can give Bearcat fans an official preview of the Rich Wright era. For Bearcat Update, I'm Max Moore.
Thanks, Max. Now stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a special look at the Bearcat Steppers right here on Bearcat Update. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Tim Hanna. Now in preparation for upcoming tryouts, Hannah Ryan caught up with members of the Bearcat Steppers team as they're holding clinics for upcoming new members and current members. Take it away, Hannah.
As the Bearcat Steppers season comes to a close, the search for new members has already begun. Stepper captains have started hosting dance clinics to help prepare future and returning steppers for their tryouts in April. Sophomore stepper Brooklyn Wattenberger talks about her clinic experiences.
Well, last year I came to the clinics and I was scared to death, honestly, just because you can kind of tell who's already been on the team, and then the other freshmen that are like you and just sitting and not really talking to anyone. But then looking at it from the perspective this year, it's not really intimidating at all. All of us returners are trying to get to know all of the new people because they could potentially be our teammates next year, and that's really exciting.
Future Bearcat Maddie Skeen is excited for this opportunity that is offered by the Steppers dance team.
My experience with the Steppers has been awesome so far, and just being able to come and dance with higher level people was pretty amazing. So
the team knows exactly what it takes to be a stepper and what they're looking for in the future members. Dedication is essential to being a part of this dance team. The women are proud of what they have accomplished and hope for a bright future.
So obviously the dancing is the main thing and scores and everything, but we also want to see someone that's friendly and helpful, if someone's struggling at tryouts or at a clinic, step up and be that leadership. And also, like Michaela said, we're always together. Our season's pretty much 11 months out of the year, 10 months out of the year. So we want somebody that's there and reliable and always wants to be there and have that positive attitude and everything like that.
Steppers tryouts are April 21st and 22nd. Best of luck to all returners and potential new steppers. This has been Hannah Ryan with Bearcat Update.
Thanks, Hannah. Now we're going to take a look at a sport on a much different tangent, weightlifting and powerlifting, as a recent powerlifting team has cropped up here in Maryville. Cody Cooper and Amber Gearstorff were there to catch all the action.
My name is Peyton Franklin, and I created the Forge Powerlifting. Last year, I did my first powerlifting competition and did really well in the junior division. I broke the state record of the squat, bench, and the total. And I've been powerlifting for 2 years, and I really started to love the sport. I love the personal gain and the competition with yourself, and I wanted to share that with others. And so when people started coming in here, I started promoting self-confidence and self-goals. So you're not competing against the next guy, you're competing against yourself. You're going to set your goal and you're going to crush them.
My name is Jake Hayes, and I started working out probably about 1.5 years ago, and I've worked out with Peyton here at Downtown Barbell for probably 6 months, something like that. And he told me that he was going to start this powerlifting team. So I was immediately interested. I think that powerlifting's awesome. I'm probably a little too fat to compete, but I still try really hard. So this team is pretty much for everybody, you know, even if you don't want to compete or anything like that. I mean, come in, lift heavy weight, and try and improve, and we'll think that you're awesome.
I'm Sam Livesey. I came to Forge because I met Peyton uptown at the bar one night, and he talked me into coming down for the deadlift party. Ever since then, the atmosphere has just been what I wanted, and these guys are all awesome. Everyone here gets along great, and there's all kinds of kinds. You know, people pulling heavy weight and people who are just learning how to powerlift.
My name is Dane Cruz. I'm a sophomore at Northwest Missouri State, and the reason why I wanted to join Forge is because I was approached by one of my fraternity brothers about joining the powerlifting team, and you know, it was something that really intrigued me. I always just kind of weightlifted on my own, and I never got that full atmosphere of just pumping iron with your buddies and be able to scream at each other just to push more weight.
When you're in here, we have the music blaring, and it's a fun atmosphere, and it's an encouraging atmosphere, and everybody wants you to improve. Whether you're putting up 95 pounds or 500 pounds, everybody in here wants you to improve and wants you to reach your own personal goals. You're not competing against one another. You're just competing against yourself, and that's the love of the sport.
Thanks, Cody and Amber. Now that's all the time we have here for Bearcat Update. Thanks for tuning in this week, and if you missed any part of the show, be sure to catch us Monday through Thursday at 6 o'clock right here on KNWT Channel 8. Also, check us out on Twitter for sports and news alerts at Bearcat Update _8 and on Facebook at Bearcat Update. Plus, check out all our past shows on YouTube at KNWT 8. Signing off for me and the rest of my crew, I'm Tim Hanna.